Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be Hairy Muppet. We are going to be casting a Masters League game here. Up in the top right side of the screen, we do have our red TAUREN player Jowke. He is going to be in Diamond League. And on the bottom left side of the map, we have our blue Zerg player. He is going to be TAUREN. He is a Masters level player. And there we go, asking for the other player's race, and he's just like, yeah, have fun, mate. But there we go. We're going to see exactly how these players do in this awesome game. And there we go. Is he building... You should really be building an Overlord at that stage, because... Actually, I don't know. With Zerg, do you want to build it at the 9? I usually build it at the 9 mark, and then, while the Overlord's half built, you can build an extra one. But there we go. He does do the mineral trick to get an extra drone. So that is why he built the Overlord so late, because he could get that drone out with the mineral trick. The gas trick, sorry, with the simulator trick. But there we go, he did it. And now he's going to be getting out a bunch of drones, so that is going to be awesome. This guy's doing some pretty standard stuff, getting down the barracks. I don't know if he's going to half build the supply depot. We've seen that from a lot of Masters level players. They build it, but they don't completely build it. They just build it a small amount, then they run off and leave it there. And that's basically just to scout the probing drone or the droning probe or whatever else is coming in there to see what's going on in the base. It's not actually that useful against early Ling Rush or anything like that. It's only good versus scouting guys. But there we go. It is still good at keeping out the scouters. So there we go. Nice gas going down there. He's got 3 workers on that already. So that is fairly early gas. Maybe we can be expecting some Reapers from these guys. It's not a stupidly early gas, but I don't know. It seemed like to me like he was very enthusiastic about that gas. So yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. Maybe he's just saving up for a factory. No, there we go. There is a Reaper coming out. So it is going to be Reapers with that fairly enthusiastic factory going down. Got a bunch of gas here for the Zerg player. And I'm not sure what he's going. Might be Roaches. Might be a Ling Speed. Might be Ling Speed. He might go in for a really fast lair or something like that into a Spire. But no, that would be 2 gas. He'd be getting 2 gas if he was doing that. So I'm going to say Roaches or Speed. One or the other. He's getting very close to the amount for speed. So we'll see if he gets speed when he gets that amount. But here he goes. This is the first Reaper. And talk about speed, this is the sort of thing you need speed to deal with, just taking care of these Reapers, because there we go, oh, it's Burrow, and Burrow costs 100 minerals and 100 gas. That is very interesting. I thought it cost a lot less than that, but apparently not. He's going for a very early Burrow research. I'm not sure I understand this decision, because Burrow is very defensive play. Maybe he expects the Reapers to come in, but burrowing the drones, it's just going to mean the Reaper can take out the hatchery instead. But there we go, he's going to get 1 hit off on the drones. He's trying to kill this one, but that Queen is just so powerful, so aggressive. He just didn't quite make the final hit on that drone, and the drone is going to survive. And I would not be surprised at all with a Masters level player for that drone to be the next one to build a building, because of course the building goes down and the building has full health, so basically you don't have to worry about this drone having low health. But of course, with the way they regenerate, there may be a non-issue, because in about a minute or so it's going to have full health again, so there's not going to be a problem. We do have a Roach Warren going down, so this is going to be a lot of Roaches. He can probably build about 6 or 7 Roaches at the moment with that much gas, so it's very good for him. And we'll see exactly how many he builds when the Roach Warren comes down. And there we go, that burrow is explained now for us, because of course Roaches, when they're out on the field burrowing them, they regenerate health very fast when they're underground, and early game burrowing is a great way to keep them alive, because, well, first of all, you can burrow the whole lot of them, and then the Terran Blade just stops attacking them, and that's always good. These Lings, perfect position, man, just perfect position. Doesn't matter that they don't have speed, they're in the right position, and that's all they need to do. But here come the Roaches out, and I guess he's going to move out with these Lings. He's going to make a push. The Reaper comes back across here. He's going to catch the tail end of this Roach push. He's going to run back home, maybe. Maybe he's going to keep scouting. He's going to attack this Roach. That is not a very good idea. The Roach cannot win that battle. You can see he hasn't got Roach speed though. So these roaches are just slow as, but eventually they will get to the other base and they will do quite a lot of damage. Let's go back to the Terran player and see what he's got. Move his factory down here. He's got 2 bunkers set up behind it. So assuming that he's going to have the people to get in these bunkers, I think he should be fine. But his military units, 6 military units, 6 marines, it's not going to be a huge amount. But they do have a range advantage on the roaches, and the roaches have no chance of busting down these supply depots with the SCVs, unless he starts taking out the SCVs. Ah, here we go. This is a great move. Supply depot going down there. He did not have the SCVs down in there. They got blocked off by the command center. So here we go. He's going to take out the reactor, and now he is going to start moving in, start doing some damage. But there's widow mines coming out. I think there's 2 in the ground already. And between the bunkers and those widow mines, I think they've done quite a lot of damage to this roach army. And I do believe that the roaches will have to just run away. He's going to start burrowing them to get the health back. But I think he has pretty much lost this battle. These guys are just going to be a bit of harassing going on. He must know that the roaches are still there. They pop up. The marines are outside the bunker. That was a mistake by the Terran player. And it is going to allow these roaches the time to get back into the base. And they're going to do a bit of damage back here. Take out a few workers. The workers are going to try and take them out. The roaches have so much health though. They're going to burrow again, get some more life back. And I'm not sure what the Terran player can really do about this. He needs more units to take these guys out. He needs to put some widow mines next to them maybe. That would probably be a good idea. And here we go. He's actually killed the worker that was building this barracks, I think. And the roach attack continues. They're going to take out more and more workers. We've got 2 kills, we've got 2 kills, and we've got 8 kills. So this guy's a total baller, but there goes the widow mine. And there we go, this guy burrows out of sight, the other 2 out of range. However, the marauder coming in now, and he is going to be able to do quite a bit of damage. Marauder is very good versus roaches. You can expect him to burrow this at any second. He waited a little bit too long. We've got a roach here, and a widow mine there. So it's a very toxic combination in this base, and we'll see exactly how things happen. The Zerg player going for a lot more roaches. We just have a quick look at the units tab because I don't want to move off this location. It's going to be awesome when they pop back up. 37 workers, 10 roaches, so it's not bad. Here comes the roaches. Widow mine's going to hit this one, but it survives, goes straight back down. Roach is going to go into the other ones. It's going to take out some workers. It's got tons of time before this widow mine recharges. The Terran army is woefully small, but he's still got enough to take care of these roaches. It barely survives there. He's got to have a scan. He's just got to do a scan here. I don't think he has the energy for a scan though. There we go. He's got to do a scan here. Take out these roaches. Please tell me you're going to do a scan there, right there. Mr. Scan. He's not doing a scan. He's not using his energy, but he's not doing a scan either. So there we go. There's the scan. Comes down. One roach gone. The other roach taking some hits. It's going to jump up. It's going to run outside. And if it burrows right now. There we go. It's forced to use another scan. And that was a beautiful move by the roach because, of course, that is 50 energy from the command center down the drain on that scan. It could have bought another mule, and the mule is what, 300 minerals or something like that. That's how much it gathers. So there we go. That roach running outside and burrowing just cost the Terran player 300 minerals. And when you think about it in those terms, then I really think that roach paid for itself. Just by evading that scan, it really did pay for itself. Maybe twice over, maybe 3 times over. But there we go. Beautiful move. So we'll see exactly what happens here. We've got a whole lot of economy for the Terran player. He's catching up, but the Zerg, that roach harass, he's really pulled into the lead with the worker count. He's really gone absolutely nuts, and he's going for a lot of stuff at the moment. He's got a fairly large roach army. There's 21 roaches versus 3 marauders and 12 marines. So he could go in there. If it wasn't for the widow mines, I think he could go in there and just wipe out this Terran force really fast. But there we go. He's got to watch out for the widow mines as well, and they do a lot of damage. So he's just going to consolidate at the moment, get this 3rd base out, get some workers on it. The Terran plays at 2 bases. The Zerg probably knows that. He does have this guy over here. He's got to get this guy moving in to watch this 3rd base. I expect him to do that in the next few minutes just to see if it's actually been taken out or not. But so far, the Zerg player just tech it up, getting the upgrades. He's got 1-1 on the way. The Terran player has 1 weapons, but he's only just started it. It's way behind the Zerg upgrades. And yeah, he's just making a move on. The Zerg player's also got Baneling Nest coming on. So he's got an advantage. He's consolidating it. He's getting his resources up. He's getting his upgrades up. He is getting infestors. So he is way ahead on the tech route. The Terran player does have a factory and a starport or something, so he's got some stuff going. Looks like he's going to continue with the Widowmine approach. Going to continue with the medevac, or start with the medevac approach. There we go, Changeling coming down. So he is going to see absolutely everything there is to see, which is not all that much. He sees the command center come down here with a bunch of mules. He knows about this. And would not be surprised to see him go in there and try and do something fairly soon, because a Terran player on 3 bases is not something that he wants to just let sit there. He does not want to let the Terran keep 3 bases and just run with it, because I mean the Zerg can take a 4th base to even up, but it just starts getting ridiculous around that point. So he's got a very decent army. He's about 40-50 supply ahead. He's building units like there's no tomorrow, and this is just going to jump it up even more. He's got his upgrades 1-1 up, so this would be a brilliant time to go in. He's just finished 1-1. Be a brilliant time to go in for an attack. And there we go, the Terran player is moving out, so this is even better. The Overlords are going to see them running forward. All he needs is an Overseer. He's got to have a couple of those lying around. And with the Overseer, he should be able to do some preliminary attacks. Take out the Widowmines. The Widowmines know they've been seen though. They're going to try and burrow, but the Lings are in there. The Lings ignore the Widowmines, and that was a mistake. They should have attacked the Widowmines. Maybe the Widowmines weren't an attacking unit than the Marines were, so they moved into the Widowmines automatically. But here we go, the Terran's doing the push. He's laying down the Widowmines nicely. Got a train of Widowmines coming out behind him, so when he starts to retreat, the Widowmines will take out the guys chasing him. But there we go, the fungal growth's going down. Beautiful fungals. Terran play does not have the army to deal with this. It's going to be down to the Widowmines, but I do not think that the Widowmines have anywhere near enough to slow this massive force from just moving on in, and I really think that's what the Zerg player should do. He's done a great job there, wiping out their defending army. He does have this thing going on that he has to worry about. He's got to move the entire army back there to deal with it. Well, not the entire army, he's going to leave this amount. And here we go, a ton more Widowmines coming in, bunch more medevacs, and some very scratchy looking Terran forces. These guys don't look too healthy. But he is going to just... Who's shooting at this guy? This guy is shooting at the spawning pool. Yeah, there we go. He's stopped now. So that was definitely a bad bit of miss micro, which would have been quite hilarious if he hadn't caught it. But he did caught it, and so he did catch it. So the game moves on. And here we go. He's just seeding the Widowmines all over the place. This is like some really dodgy World War back 30 years ago, where they just had landmines everywhere. And now the civilians come around and they just get their legs blown off all over the place. So not cool at all. But here we go. This is the Zerg/UN peacekeeping force coming in to clear the landmines. And they are going to go over and they're going to wipe out the evil landmine manufacturer over there. And I gotta say, you know, why not? It's a good deal. Definitely, ridding the world of landmines is a very good idea as far as I am concerned. So there we go. These guys going to go in. They might go in for the back door. They might just sweep across here. Widowmines, where's your Overseer? Not quite there. Not quite there. The Widowmines are going to get some nice hits. They are seeing them now, so we'll start to wipe them out. The Terran force is out here, but the fungal growths get off, and this Terran force just does not have what it needs to take out this massive force. Here we go. I think that planetary just finished then, and it's just going to finish being demolished now. So that's the 4th base down. The Zerg player, meanwhile, has a 5th base. He's going to burrow all these guys, get some health regen going. And the Terran player does not have the forces to take advantage of this rest period that the Zerg player is taking. So there he goes. He's almost full up. He's going to go on. He's going to keep pushing in. If he takes out one of these bases, this one or this one, then he is in an extremely good position. But there we go. The Terran trying to get the bunkers up. He's got some units to fill them with. We'll see how well he does. If the fungals get on the units before they get into the bunkers, then I think it's all over. There we go, trying to get some fungals up. The infestors moving into position. They're not quite at getting the fungals though. The bunkers are finishing. The roaches are being whittled down, but the bunkers are going to be destroyed in a matter of seconds. It's like, what's that, bloody musical chair sort of thing? Except the Zerg is destroying the chairs. So you've got to get out of the chair. before it gets destroyed and then move into another one. And that's what we're playing here. It's called Musical Bunkers. And it looks like the Terran player is very good at this game because he's got 3 bunkers left, 2 of them full of forces, and they managed to ward off the Zerg player. And I think they killed off all 3 infestors as well, so good on him. But my god, the reinforcements have been building up while he was taking care of that. So these guys, I'm not sure if they could run in and wipe them out, but I'm sure they could do quite a lot of damage. So quite a lot of lings here versus medevacs, and these guys, it's a lot of forces, but in terms of value, I mean, most of them are lings, so I'm not sure if they're necessarily better than this army. And there we go, he's moving out with his bunker wall here. The Zerg going to go in there. Another great opportunity with the bunkers not quite up yet. Lings coming in. Actually, this Marine force is starting to look quite scary here. I don't think he can crack it. I mean, it depends on the Hydras. The Hydras are going to have their hands full killing the bunkers. And there we go, they're going to move in, the bunkers are all going to go down, but the lings are all going to go down as well. It's just the Hydras left, they have got to get out of there. They have no chance against this force just by themselves. They're going to get out of there, and the Zerg player pushed on the back foot here, but there we go. Maybe that was just a conciliatory sort of attack to keep the Terran on the back toe. Maybe that wasn't really an attempt to take him out because, my god, he has ultras coming out. He has 10 ultralists. This is level 3. Attack, level 3 armor, and the ultraless armor. So these ultras are going to have full upgrades all over the place the second they come out, and that is just stupidly powerful. So there we go. The Terran thinks he's in a good position, and he is in a good position, but he is also facing ultras. So there we go. You need to be in a great position when you're facing ultras, and a couple of tanks is definitely going to help the mix, but we'll see how it goes. And I'd like to see the Zerg move in this side gate because the Terran player is putting a lot of effort into these bunkers, and once the Zerg moves in the side gate, the bunkers are going to be useless, and the Terran player is going to have a lot of trouble defending that. And here we go, this Overseer pumping down the changelings because forgot about them at this point. But hey, I mean, what are you going to do? They usually get killed within like 2 seconds, so it's not really that massive of a problem. And despite all odds, the Terran player has managed to get 4 bases. The Zerg has 5 bases, but have a look at the income. Terran's at 80 workers. He's really pushed hard here. And you can see, he's at 200. He has a massive amount of resources. The Zerg player is definitely slipping behind here. He's definitely hasn't got the income that he would otherwise like. He's got a good income, but the Terran player just has a lot better. He's just got a better income, and he's really pushed these forces. He's got 3 upgrades on his infantry. He's got 5 medevacs. He could probably do with a few more of those, but he is maxed out, so of course he can't build anymore. And he is going to go out on the warpath. And with this massive amount of marauders here, he's got a very healthy marauder population. There's 22. I'm suddenly not so sure that the Ultralisks are going to be the big splash that they were intending to be a couple of minutes ago. Because these guys, I mean, they're very beefy. He's got 5 tanks now as well. The Ultras coming in. He doesn't really have an army backing them up though. He's just got more ultras, and I really don't know if this is going to work. I really think that the Zerg player might be in trouble here. These ultras are very beefy, but tanks and marauders backing up the Terran army, and they're just chewing through the ultras, man. They're taking some definite losses, but the ultras are going down a lot faster than the Zerg player would like to see. And there we go, just 2 ultras left with a bunch of hydras. Very even sort of game, but there's just enough marauders left, and the production is on the way. You can see how many he is building. The Zerg player is trying to get his army up as well, but he does not have the economy to build up as fast as the Terran player does. And I think this is just going to be GG for the Zerg player. The Terran player is going to be maxed out in about a minute or so at the rate he's going, and the Zerg player is out of money. I mean, he's building 7 infestors and a bunch of ultras. So fair enough, there's a fairly decent army. He might be able to take out this force, but with the sheer amount of reinforcements that are coming in, I don't think he has a hope of winning the game in the long run. Not at this stage of the game. So there we go. The Terran force went in there, took out this base. They're going to get some reinforcements. They're going to move back. They're going to hit this other base. And the Zerg player is in a lot of trouble at the moment. He'll have to get genius fungal growths off at every single go, man. And even then, I think he's still going to win. I mean, still going to lose. So we'll see exactly how this game turns out. But I expect it to be over very, very, very soon. Unless, of course, the Terran player just gives the Zerg like 10 minutes to rebuild everything, which obviously is not a good idea, but it looks like he might be doing that. He's just waiting for these last 3 tanks. He's got to be, and then he's going to move out. Because, there we go, the army's coming out again. Getting ready to move out again, getting ready to do some damage. He's got a similar army as last time. He's built up completely. The Zerg is trying to max out, but he's trying to max out using Lings, and I mean, Lings just fall apart, absolutely fall apart versus siege tanks, and they're not that good against Marine Marauder either, so it's just not going to work. He needs some heavier duty units. Infestors are good, and he's got quite a bit of infestors, but something to counter the tanks, and I'm not sure what can counter the tanks at this point. But there we go, this is a beautiful move in by the Zerg player. The tanks are sieging up, so he got him at the perfect position. Tanks are all going to get wiped out, and here is the Zerg's chance to make a difference here. He's got some very nice fungals off. He's burrowed all the infestors. He's going to move in there. The Ultras all get wiped out, but there's some infested Terrans all over the place. The Terran is going to have to run here. He does not want to lose his army, and he is still ahead. He is still quite a bit ahead there. He's done a nice drop here. The Zerg player is going to have to run away, but the Zerg player, he definitely evened himself a bit there. I don't think the Zerg player is on even footing yet. He's definitely not in the lead, but I think he has caught up quite a bit during that battle. Just the positioning, the way the siege tanks went down, he managed to get the Ultras straight on the siege tanks. He just completely bypassed the Marauder force there on the far side. He got to the tanks first, and that really just, the tanks got wiped out so fast, and the rest of the army was able to take out a massive amount of Marines and Marauders. And that really helped him start to get back in the game. He's still got a ways to go though. He's still 30 supply behind. The Terran player still has a monster economy. So the Zerg player needs to keep doing what he was doing. Here we go. One infestor managing to sneak into this base. Bunch of infested Terrans. He obviously got a nice fungal off on those guys as well. So that infestor, man, he's done an awesome job there. He's going to try and sneak around, maybe go through here. I don't know if he wants to waste another scan to try and see this. I don't know if he can actually see it. You can't, when they're not moving, you can't see the damn things. It's only when they're moving. There he goes, he sees it now. He uses another scan. He's going to see it now. He's going to try and run, but it's not going to make it. Meanwhile, 4 infestors over here. And there's a planetary fortress though, so putting down the infested Terrans there, not an excellent idea. They're not really going to do much. Ling's checking for expansions. How are we going with the army? The Zerg player is starting to build up again. He's got infestors. He's going for the new Zerg favourite, Swarm Hosts, which of course are always awesome in a defensive play and starting to be very good when used creatively in an offensive play. But well, they should be excellent at stopping this Terran player from doing those great push-ins that we've seen in the past. But of course the Terran player with Swarm Hosts always... Oh, sorry, the Terran player with siege tanks, always going to be good versus the Swarm Host, but he's moving in, he's pushing, he's killing the tanks once again. Always going for the tanks first. I really like that play. Vest is continuing to push this Terran army, and I think they're both pretty much going to wipe out each other. Another drop down here. I think the medevac must have been destroyed, but the forces on the ground remain. The Zerg player is not paying as much attention as he could be. He's going to lose a lot of workers here. If we have a look at the income, he's gone down. The Terran player, he's actually making a push. He got infested Terrans and he tried to hit the planetary. Didn't quite kill it, but he scared all the workers away. And yeah, so that was still a good attack. And yeah, this planetary fortress, man, 17 kills. That's pretty sweet. So, some very good attacks from the Zerg player, but the economy of the Zerg player, man, is just not pulling its weight. Or maybe it's just the fact that the Terran player has such a backlog of minerals that he can just afford to go ahead. Look at this, man, he's got more medevacs than he does marauders in this army. There's a bunch of marines and stuff coming in, but the amount of damage he's got here, oh god, this is a bit scary. Swarm Host, he's got to bury them. There we go. This is going to be good. All the locusts coming in. Where are the... No, he hasn't spit out the locusts yet. He moved back a little bit. The Swarm Hosts are in a bad position, forcing the Zerg player to move back to save them. But unfortunately, moving back resulted in him losing at that base. So, not having much luck from the Jowke player. Just leaving those swarm house out in the front. If you leave yourself unprepared for even a second and the Terran come in at the wrong moment, then it's just game over for the wrong building if the Terran player managed to push in a little bit more. But we'll see, we'll see. And here we go. This has been fully repaired up. Infested Terrans coming back in. Oh, do these guys have the range to shoot the infestors? That is the question. Does this guy? It doesn't look like he does. Does not look like he does. I think he hit one of them, so maybe he does. 7 range on this guy? I wouldn't have thought he had the range. Maybe he can clip the edge of one, I don't know. Alright, so we got some swarm host pushing in here. But of course this is a planetary fortress. So, actually it doesn't mean much because planetaries do splash damage, but if there's locust all across here, it only does splash damage to the ones right next to the ones that it hits. So it's not going to be all that good. Here we go, going to go in, trying to try and get some fungals off. No, those infestors just run. The Ultralisk coming in. Going to get a ton more fungals off, so that was a good fungals. Didn't get any on this force though. Locust going to come in, going to try to do some damage. They are doing some damage, but this is a very, very, very beefy force. Come on, swarm hosts are all getting just wiped out. And there we go, they're just going to run away. They're trying to burrow, but it's just too late, and the Terran forces continue to wipe out this Jowke force. They've killed out all the swarm hosts, and I really, really think that the Jowke player, that's basically the end of the game, that attack right there. He just wasn't in a good position. He had a smaller army. They're not as good as the Terran army. Just Triple M, I mean, is so overpowered. There's a reason why so many bronze players use this army, and he's decided to go for the ultimate counter versus Triple M, and that is, of course, a massive amount of banelings. And we'll see if he can take these guys out. He might be able to take out half the army if he gets lucky, if he manages to roll in while the Terran army is over creep. But if they go up for these rocks, then that is going to be a little bit dicey. But we'll see. He's continuing to push this guy, this planetary. He might get it. That Ultra's coming in, doing a bit of damage, but then again it might save it. Whole bunch of mules coming in to repair that command center. There's no way that's going down anymore. And there we go, these 4 infestors completely impotent in this battle for the last 10 minutes or so. So that is not good for them. Where are all the banelings? They've got to be around here somewhere. Let's just hope they have speed, and let's hope they can do the damage they need to. They should be able to take out this front group, maybe. Go on, keep an eye on your army. There he goes. He's got the banelings. When are you going to move? Not quite. I don't think they have speed. I don't think the banelings... Hey, he's getting baneling speed now. My god. This is going to take the longest time. And here we go. He's moving in the banelings along with the lings. He's trying to get some damage. He does get some damage, but without speed, he's not going to get the damage he needs to. And I think they exploded each other there. So that was a bit of a mistake. And there we go. The Terran player, he lost a bit, but he did not lose nearly enough to cause him to run away, and this game is just completely over. The Jowke player is completely finished. The Terran player has won. He's got 13,000 minerals and 9,000 gas. He is completely insane, and the Jowke player has to GG. Has to GG in the next minute or so. I do not know how he is going to survive this game. He hasn't. He's lost. He's lost the game. He just doesn't realise it yet. So let's just watch all the fancy things going on. A bunch of links going around. This is it. It doesn't matter if his base is destroyed. He's going to kill those tanks. He might kill these supply depots as well. No, he's just going to kill some workers here. And of course, this is a ladder game, so the more units he kills, the slightly higher a score he gets. I believe TAUREN is level 90 though, so he probably doesn't care about the score anymore. But, yeah, why not? Why not kill some more units if you can? So there we go. And there is the GG. And he is going to say goodbye to this game. And what can you say? Triple M, man. It's very, very, very hard to count, especially when it's backed up by tanks. He had a very, very good counter to Triple M, I suppose. If there's, like most Terran players, will have a ratio of Marines and Marauders. Like they'll have 2 or 3 Marines for every Marauder. And Ultras are very good in that situation because Ultras do not take nearly as much damage from Marines as they do from Marauders, so a bunch of Ultras going in there, hitting a group of bunched up Marines can do massive amount of damage, and tanks help, but they don't help a lot. They help quite a bit, but they're not a 100% counter to Ultras because they fire so slow. But Terran player here, he had about 1 Marauder for every Marine, and that really just put an end to the Ultras, just completely, because so many more Marauders than you'd usually see in a Triple M army, and yeah, they just completely wiped out the Ultras, and of course, so many Marauders as well, very, very severely negated the Infestor's fungal growth, because the Marauders can survive about 2 or 3 fungal growths and still keep on trucking. So, I mean, the Zerg, they're 2 really good counters to Mass Marines and Medivacs. The fungal growth and the... what was it? The fungal growth and the bloody Ultralist just didn't work that well on Marauders, and he kept pushing out that army, he kept it solid, he kept pushing them out, and he expanded like a crazy bastard. He kept up with the Zerg's economy, and he ended up surpassing it at the end, and yeah, he just did a great job. The Zerg didn't do a very good job taking out these bases. He had a chance to push in there, but the Protoss was... no, not the Protoss, the Terran was starting to get his production up. So by the time the Zerg had a chance to move in there, the Terran army was really starting to get moving, the production was really getting up there, and at that stage it was just... yeah, it was very, very difficult for the Zerg player to push in. Every minute the Terran player got stronger, and he didn't manage to go in and take out any of these bases, and after that the Terran player just kept growing and growing and growing, and there wasn't that much that the Zerg could do about it anymore. So anyway, this is going to be the game. It's Masters level game. Congratulations to TAUREN. Sorry, not TAUREN, he lost. Congratulations to Jowke for a very well played game with a very well played Triple M force with tanks in the backup, and some good use of Widow Mines at the start of the game as well. This has been xhairymuppet, and I hope you enjoyed this cast.